Hey guys, here's what almost no one tells you about getting the truth out of a woman. It has nothing to do with how many times you ask, and everything to do with how she perceives your awareness. See, women are wired differently. They're not just communicating, they're calculating. Most of the time they don't lie to betray you. They lie to control the story, to shape how you see them, to keep the emotional environment safe for them. And if you don't understand that psychology, you'll spend your time asking the wrong questions and getting the version of the truth she thinks you're ready for, not the real one. Most men, they get reactive. They push, demand, or plead, and all that does is make her shut down even more. But when you actually know the game, when you stop chasing answers and start reading her energy, she opens up. Not because you force her, but because you make her feel seen. And that's when the real truth shows up. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to get the truth out of a woman without begging, without pressure, and without ever raising your voice. Stick around till the end, because once you learn how to apply this, you'll never second guess what she's hiding again. Let's dive in. Number 1, she only tells the truth when she thinks you already know it. This is the first door to unlocking her honesty. Because if she thinks you're clueless, completely in the dark, she'll shape the story to protect herself. But the moment she even senses you're 10 steps ahead, she gets careful. She stops playing. And that's when the truth slips out, not from trust but from survival instinct. Let me tell you about Darren. He suspected something was off with his girl, Maya. No accusations, just observation. He didn't ask the obvious questions. Instead, he watched. She got jumpy when he casually asked, "How was your night?" She stuttered when he mentioned an old friend of hers. The words were polished, but the body didn't lie. And that's the game. Women can rehearse a story, but they can't rehearse their reaction to pressure. The way she avoids your eyes when you hit a nerve. How her posture shifts when you mention another man. The sudden urge to change the subject, laugh too hard, or look at her phone. That's not paranoia. That's pattern recognition. Smart men don't just listen to what she says. They listen to what her body says when the topic changes. You bring up loyalty, she goes quiet. You ask a simple question, her tone suddenly sweetens, too sweet. That's not coincidence. That's her trying to manage your perception. So if you want the truth, don't push. Just watch. When she thinks you already know, that's when she stops spinning stories and starts revealing reality. Number 2, the truth hides behind over-explanations. Here's something professional interrogators have mastered. The guilty rarely stay quiet. They talk. A lot. Because silence exposes them. And it's the same with women. A woman who's secure in her truth gives short, clear answers. Simple. Direct. Solid. But a woman who's hiding something? She floods you with details, random facts, irrelevant backstory, too many timestamps. What? Because she's trying to build a cushion. She wants you to drown in the fluff so you forget the core question. She wants you to feel satisfied without actually being informed. Let me give you a real-life example. Jake once asked his girlfriend a simple question. "Hey, what did you do last Friday night?" She smiled and launched into a 10-minute monologue about how work ran late, her friend had car trouble, the restaurant was loud, the waiter was rude, and, oh, by the way, she didn't check her phone because her battery died. Jake didn't catch it then. But later he realized she never actually answered the question. That's the trick. It's not the words. It's what's missing inside them. So from now on, don't just listen to what she says. Track how far her story drifts from your question. And the moment her explanation becomes a maze, you've already found your clue. Number 3, ask once, then go silent. This is where most men give away their power. They ask the same question 2, 3, 4 different ways, thinking persistence shows strength. But to her, it screams desperation. The more you press, the more control she keeps. But a man who understands the game, he only asks once. Calm, direct, unshaken. And then he goes completely silent. That silence? It's not empty. It's a mirror. a psychological amplifier. It reflects her own discomfort right back at her. Let me give you an example. Eli once suspected something off with his girl, Tasha. He simply asked, "Were you really with your friend the whole night?" Then he leaned back and said nothing else. No second question. No follow-up. Just stillness. Tasha laughed nervously, sipped her drink, checked her phone, anything to escape that silence. Then suddenly out came more detail than he asked for, too much, in fact. And that's the point. Silence creates pressure, but only if you stay unbothered. When you're not chasing the truth, it starts chasing you. Not because you demanded it, but because your composure demanded her honesty. Number 4, reframe the entire conversation. Here's where most guys mess it up. They come in pleading, "Just be honest with me, I need to know." Sounds fair, right? But underneath, what you're really doing is handing her all the power. You've just told her your peace, your clarity, your next move depends on her. That's emotional submission, and she feels it. Now here's how a man with composure moves. He says, "I'm not here to argue or chase the truth. I just want clarity so I know how to move forward." Now the frame shifts. You're not begging. You're not emotionally tangled. You're centered, and she can feel it. Let me give you an example. Jordan suspected his girl, Rena, was hiding something. Instead of pushing or accusing, he calmly said, "You don't owe me an explanation. But I don't move blindly either. I just need clarity." She went quiet. What? Because she realized something. He wasn't asking for the truth, he was already ready to act on it. With or without her words. When you reframe the conversation this way, she senses it immediately. You're not seeking closure. You're deciding your next move. And that pressure? It shifts everything. Number 5, she opens up when you emotionally check out. Here's the final truth. Women don't open up because you pressure them. They don't confess because you keep asking. They open up when they feel something far more powerful. Your energy is no longer tied to theirs. See, as long as she senses you're emotionally invested, she knows she still has influence. As long as you're reactive, waiting on answers, needing closure, she holds the narrative. She controls the temperature of the conversation. And that control? That's her comfort zone. But the moment your energy shifts, when your voice is calm, your eyes steady, and your emotional need for answers disappears, she feels it. And for the first time, she starts to panic. Let me give you an example. There was a guy named Marcus. He had been in a 3-month situationship with a woman named Alina. Something started to feel off. She'd get distant, vague, slow to respond. He asked once, twice, then stopped. No anger. No accusations. He just pulled back. He stopped calling. Stopped checking in. His presence became quiet, detached, peaceful, but different. She felt it immediately. And within days, her walls cracked. Suddenly she was texting long paragraphs, confessing what she'd been hiding, admitting to the things she once denied. Not because Marcus demanded it, but because his emotional detachment disarmed her. And here's why that works. A woman's ability to twist the narrative, shift blame, or avoid the truth. It only works if you're emotionally locked in. If you're still reacting, still hoping, still clinging, she'll keep the upper hand. But once you stop needing the truth, once she senses that your peace no longer depends on her words, the power shifts. Suddenly, she's the one chasing clarity. Not out of guilt, but out of fear. Because now she realizes she's losing control of the one thing she never thought you'd take back. Your emotional attention. And that's when the truth finally comes out. Not because she wanted to share it, but because you stopped giving her a reason to withhold it. That's the silent power of detachment. It doesn't demand truth. It makes truth inevitable. Getting the truth from a woman has nothing to do with aggression, and everything to do with quiet, unshakable awareness. It's not about raising your voice, it's about raising your presence. When you carry yourself like a man who already knows, she only has 2 options. She either confesses, or reveals the truth in the way she scrambles to hide it. Either way, the truth comes to you because your energy says, "You can't lie to me without exposing yourself." If this video gave you any value, hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on leading your life and relationships with calm, confidence, and quiet strength. Until next time, stay sharp, stay grounded. Catch you in the next video.